Hey y'all, Instinct Survival is coming again with another Two Tip Tuesday. This time we'll be talking about stop cuts and an adjustable pot crane, or a pot hook if you will. A little bit different than a pot hook because it's actually a crane. You've actually got a piece that goes across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the different pieces, put it all together, and then we'll get us another fire going so we can boil some water. Alright, so the three pieces we're going to need for this is a long one. I'll show you that as a zoomed out in a minute. We're going to need a short one with a Y on it, and we've talked about this when we did the stakes. If you want to do with a Y, then make sure that it's the actual branch that's coming up versus a physical Y in the system or in the tree, if you will, because then you can't hammer this down. So we'll go and hammer this one. On the ends of it, we're just putting everything together, right? Just like we did a stake. We did a chamfer on one end, did a wedge or spike on the other end. And then what makes this adjustable is this one right here. So the back one, I've seen a lot of folks, and they'll take and if in a pinch, not a problem, is they'll take and they'll have one about this long. And this long is going to allow you to do the same thing, but you got to make sure that the fire reaches the pot is what it boils down to. So by doing the spike and then two pieces or even three, I've seen them with three, and then chamfering the end, that's going to give us that adjustability. So we're going to go in, I've got this marked in here somewhere. Go ahead and hammer this one in. And you want to make sure this thing is in there good. All right. And then the other one, I'm going to put right here. Same piece, same concept. That one you don't have to hammer it to China. But then the other thing is this piece goes across, okay? And so you can see the adjustability is being able to do it here. All right, and we'll get into a little bit more of that once I do the stop cut and once we do the notch that's on the end. So let me readjust the camera, we'll go from there. All right guys, so for your stop cut, what you're wanting to do is literally cut in about halfway into the piece of wood. You don't have to, it could be, you know, not quite that far, but what you want to make sure of is that your pot's not going to slide off the end. So the stop cut is designed for you to trim into this, going this way, and we'll do it with our knife in just a moment, so that the pot doesn't slide off. Okay, that's what it is. So we'll do an angle cut into here. That stop cut will keep us from going all the way down, and then we'll be able to put our pot on top of it. So just by the way, this is some of you have never seen this. This is actually the Coghlan Sierra saw. I've had it for probably around 20 years. Still sporting the same blade on it. Got a backup blade and never had to use it. So just as a by the way. I use a saw. The reason I use a saw for that is because it's easier. You can take your knife and roll it, roll onto it. That's fine as well. You can just take and, you know, kind of cut into it, baton into it or whatever. But again, I think it's easier just using the tools I have, right? So how do we do this? How do we make this actual cut? What we're doing is we're actually going into it this way. Yeah, Bill, that's a stop cut. That's really a stop cut. It didn't stop squat. Well, if I do it left-handed, that's what happens, right? All right, so doing a thumb push. One we've already seen, thumb push, thumb push. Really, really hoping this is in camera. Barely. Just take and cut a couple pieces down. All I'm doing is just moving my hand out of the way to make sure that when I bring it back up, I don't have to worry about it. And you can hear it hitting. All right, so that should do us just fine. One thing that you may see in some of the old books or whatever is that you've got a notch here, a notch here, a notch here, and so it's adjustable. I mean, that's all what it's all about, is just the adjustability of it. So we'll call this good, and we'll go ahead and set this up. Sporting the LT Wright today. put it all together, and I'll put a pot on it so that you can see. All right, so what we're doing is just putting it all together. Kind of back out a little bit. I'm gonna start off on the small side, and then the whole design is to put it with the weight on there. And apparently I don't have enough water in here, so we'll fix that. Yeah, I'd boiled some water and poured it into the right container. Lovely. That should give us some. All right, so there we go. Gives us a little more weight, brings it up. Making it adjustable, I can take and pull this out a little bit more. I've got room, but you'll notice that I've got to bring the fire up, right? And so if I bring the fire up, that may be one of those things where I am running a high fire, and that's fine. But if I'm doing a low fire, then having the ability to go to the other side and bring it lower, that's why we do adjustable. Yeah. So right now we're looking at about 6 inches off of the fire, or off of the ground itself. I won't say off the fire, but off the ground itself, which would put it maybe about 4 inches off of the fire if we had the fire going and it was a low fire doing coals or something like that. So that's it, fellas. That's it. I'm pretty pleased with that. Makes it very easy to use. Makes it one of those things where I can go in and adjust the whole. Do I need the water boiling now, or do I need it boiling or simmering, so to speak? So that's kind of how we look at it. So there you go, fellas. Hey guys, hopefully this is something you can use. If it's not and something you already do, then great. For those of you that haven't ever done it, give it a shot, give it a try. The benefit of it is now, again, not only am I doing it with, in this case, the Moore's Bush Pot by 4Dog, or 4Dog. But you can do it if you have the fish mouth spreader for your cups. So just as a by the way, or any of the other Self-Reliance Outfitter gear, if you will. So you're not limited to just the 4Dog or just a bush pot. It's whatever you need it to do, right? That's what it boils down to. Sometimes you might want to put a spike on the end of it, put your meat on there, and then make it adjustable from that. So I've seen it done all sorts of ways. I've done it all sorts of ways. So that, hopefully that helps. Anyway, hey guys, the biggest thing about this is you know, being able to go out and get in the woods, finally able to go and do that, spend some time out here. Don't forget, tonight is the deadline for your fan Q&A. If you've got questions, either put it in the comments below or send me a message. Some of you know how to do that for me. You're already friends with me or something like that on Facebook, email, whatever. InstinctSurvivalist@gmail.com. Real simple. Or just comment below. I watch them all the time. That video will go up on Friday for the Q&A. And then, again, big news are coming. So that's the biggest part. Till then, thanks for all you do. Thanks for everything. Your likes, your comments, subscribes, and very much your support. Until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.